It's time for my February reading wrap up. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kirtana and I love to talk about books. This is gonna be my February reading wrap up. I read a total of 7 books in February, out of which 2 were audiobooks and the remaining 5 I read either on my Kindle or I read the physical book. And I just want to talk about them and tell you what I thought about them and would I recommend them or not. It was a really good reading month for me actually, because I think out of all the books I read, most of them were like 4 stars. I think only one I really didn't like and one I really loved, but other than that I think everything's been an average of 4 stars. So I mean, I guess that was a good reading month. But anyway, let's just talk about them. So the first book I read in February was Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. This was my first Fredrik Backman book. I actually picked this up because of 2 book clubs, like both my book clubs were reading this book. So that's why I ended up picking this up. I think I have like a love-hate relationship with this, I want to say. I did give it 4 stars. I would definitely recommend it. It is very outside my comfort zone. This is a book that I generally, if I had to pick on my own, I probably wouldn't. Like the only reason I did was because of the book club. So in this book, what happens is that there are a bunch of people who are actually viewing an apartment, like it's an open house, and while they're viewing an apartment, a bank robber kind of walks in and then holds them hostage, and we follow kind of almost everybody's POV in this. Like we kind of get to see inside the bank robber's mind, we get to see inside each hostage's mind. We also get to see like the 2 police officers that are assigned to this case and are like trying to like get the hostages out. We get to see all of it. We also get to see a little bit of what happens once they are out. We get to see the interviews that are conducted with each of the hostages and things like that. His writing style for me was honestly, it was quite different like than what I'm normally used to. So it did take me a little bit to get into it, but once I like kind of like got the hang of it, I was not mad at all. I actually really enjoyed his writing style. It is really different, and I liked how he put in humor into everything, and it was just such a normal story. I don't know how else to say it. It was just like a normal day-to-day life story, you know, if something like this happens, interlaced with a lot of humor. There were some heart-touching moments. I think all in all it was a really good book. Just like I said, very out of my comfort zone, but I don't regret picking it up. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. The only issue I had with this book was honestly like it was a completely my issue. In the beginning of this book, I felt like the first few chapters at least, they were like kind of triggering for me because there were some topics that were talked about again and again, which was a trigger for me personally. I don't think it's a big trigger to anybody else. I don't think most people like it like affects them at all. It's just it was for me. So I took a long time with this book because I had to keep stopping and then picking it up again. But once I reached like the 50% mark, I actually really enjoyed it. Like I could not put it down. I felt like the beginning was a bit slow, but once you get to the 50% mark, it's quite interesting. There's also the whole mystery about who the bank robber is, so you get like that suspense element also. It's actually a really good book. I like the way it's crafted, like the timeline that it goes through. It's very like, it's nice and it flows well, and like I said, his writing is really different. All in all, I would highly recommend this book, but I don't know if it's particularly for me. Again, like I said, it's just a me problem. I will be trying some of his other books because I know everybody recommends Bear Town, so I think maybe I will try that. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, if you are into like a very nice, realistic sort of, I want to say, story with like humor and just, I don't know, it's just a very normal story. There's no romance in this or anything. I would suggest pick it up, maybe give it a go, and if you haven't tried anything by this author, maybe just try it. It's not a very thick book. You can get through it pretty quickly, and it seems it's a very easily readable book, you know, if you know what I mean. It's quite easy to like get through. But yeah, I would recommend this book. I would recommend this book. I'm just weird and it wasn't really for me. But even though it wasn't really for me, I still gave 4 stars. So was it really not for me? I don't know. I think it was. I mean, I did kind of like it. Yeah. I know a lot of people in my book club really loved it, and I know a lot of people who are meh about it also, who gave like 3 stars. So I mean, I guess like obviously it's very varied opinions, but no one really hates this book, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, for sure I would recommend. That's what I was trying to get to. The next book I read was on audio. I read The First Time Caller on audiobook completely. I did not read this at all, like eyeball read it. I only listened to it. And I gave this book also 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed this book. So I have tried Love Light Farms by B.K.Borison. I have tried Good Spirits by B.K.Borison. And both of them were not my favorites. But this one I really enjoyed. It was just so cute. It was perfect for Valentine's Day. The whole like theme was very cutesy. This book follows Aiden and Lucy. Aiden's a host of a radio show that like deals with love, or like gives a lot of advice on love and things like that. Lucy is a single mom who's kind of just so busy in her life and her career. She's kind of left love to the backseat. She doesn't date anymore, things like that. And then one day her daughter calls into the radio show to ask for advice for her mom, and that's how they both end up talking to each other, Lucy and Aiden, and then the story just goes from there. It's actually really cute. Aiden's name is Aiden Valentine, so like I said, perfect for Valentine's Day. It's very cutesy, the way they fall in love. Like in the beginning, he's kind of setting her up on dates with people, but you know, things keep going wrong, and then finally they kind of realize they kind of like each other. So it's just a really cute story. I like the way it flows. I love the daughter. I love Lucy's daughter. I also love the relationship that Lucy has with her ex, like her daughter's father. They're neighbors and he is with his partner, and I love the relationship that she has with him as well as his partner. I also really enjoyed Jackson, who is Aiden's friend from work, and the next book that is out in this series, that is And Now Back to You. I think it's actually out today, if I'm not wrong. That is Jackson's book, so I am very excited for that. He was really funny, and like I loved his character and his little quirks and everything. All in all, I thought this book was really cute. It just had a lot of cute moments, and and I do think that if you guys have not read it, you should definitely try the audiobook, because I felt like there were so many points where you actually felt like you were on air on like a radio station. It was really cool to listen to the audio. I definitely think I enjoyed this book way more because of it was on audio, and it is also duet narration, so that's fun too. I really like the narrators. I like the radio show elements on it. I liked all of it. I actually really enjoyed this book. So 4 stars. It was amazing. I do want to read the next one whenever I can. But I think I might do that on audio too, because they're also like radio show hosts, so I think that might be fun. And after that, I decided to jump into the dark side and I read Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas. I've read Corrupt and Hideaway before, like I think end of last year, so I wanted to get back into the series, so I picked up Kill Switch. This was another 4-star for me, surprise. I actually really like this book. I like this book much better than Hideaway and Corrupt. I just liked Damon's story so much more. So I'm sure everybody already knows about the series, but just in case you don't know, it's called the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. It follows like 4 best friends, and each of the friends get a book. So this is the 3rd one. This is Damon's story, and the thing about these books are though that you have to kind of read them in order, because there is an underlying plot line, and Damon was kind of seen as the enemy. I don't want to say much more from the first 2 books, so it was really interesting to see him get his own book and kind of get his story, and you know, kind of get his backstory and understand why he is the way he is. I thought the FMC in this winter was my favorite out of the 3 so far. I really loved how amazing she was in this book, and I really liked their whole dynamic. It was really nice. I also really enjoyed like seeing Damon's character, and I felt so bad for him and like everything he had to go through. I honestly don't want to tell you too much because I was just reading the back, and something which I thought would be mentioned right in the beginning is not really mentioned in the back, so I don't want to say too much just in case you know, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But yeah, this book was really good. The things that Damon did for her, like some of the things which again I don't want to spoil it, was just so cute and so beautiful. My issue with this book is similar to the issue I had with the first 2. but this one was a little worse because this one is way thicker. The first two were thin books. This is almost 700 pages, but my issue was that I would say till like 50% was completely unnecessary. This book could have been like way shorter. After 50%, could not put it down. The story picked up so much, but the first 50%, it kind of has like past and present timelines. The past was interesting to read like in the beginning, but the present I felt was just like so repetitive, and it just kept going on, like the same things kept going on. Like he kept scaring her, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I get the point, you're scary, dude, like move on. I don't know, that kind of like pissed me off a little bit. But after the 50% mark, I actually thoroughly enjoyed. I could not put it down. I loved seeing their love grow. It was really beautiful. I loved seeing everything he did for her. It was just, yeah, it was really nice. And like I said, I really liked Damon's character. I was told this is the best book in the series, which is why I was so excited for it. And honestly, I agree. So far, yeah, best book in the series. I don't know, I feel like I didn't really love this book as much as other people on social media have loved this book. I didn't go that crazy. Like I feel like a lot of people gave this 5 stars, said that Damon's like one of the best book boyfriends for them. For me, not that much. I think altogether this series, maybe if I read it before, I would have liked it. For me now, I don't know why I feel like it's not really for me right now. I feel like maybe a few years back I would have liked it a little bit more, but now it just seems a little, I don't know, some of it is boring, some of it is draggy. I'm just not a huge fan of the series, to be honest, but I will complete it because I only have one book left. I think I have it like right there somewhere. Yeah, right there. I have Nightfall. So I will be completing it. But yeah, I mean, it's a very average series for me. It's nothing that I'm going to be remembering for the rest of my life. You know, like that's what I mean. Like this book was definitely really good, but it's not something that is going to live rent free in my head forever. I have heard a lot about the Hollow Boys series by Monty J. A lot of people say if you like the series, you should read that because it's much better. I don't know. I feel like since it's being said that it's much better, maybe I might like that a little bit more than the series. So I am thinking of starting that next once I finish Nightfall. If any of you have read that series, do let me know what you think, so maybe I can pick it up next. Like, if you've read both, do you like that one better, or do you recommend the Hollow Boys by Monty J? Anyway, do let me know, and I shall probably pick that up after Nightfall. Next, I read Freeing the Wild by Paisley Hope. This is book 4 in the Silver Pines Ranch series. I actually really love the series. I'm eating it up. I'm having the best time while reading it. It is a small town, I don't want to say cowboy because they do mention that in this book. I want to say rancher series, but yeah, you get the point. It is like a farm, it's a ranching situation. They don't have cows, they have horses, which is why I think they call themselves ranchers and not cowboys. But anyway, this one was really cute. This one was a rancher, small town cowboy MMC, and a country pop star singer FMC. She's going through some stuff with her singing career and she needs like a break. So she comes to stay on this ranch with her sister just to take a break from it all. Her sister's book is actually book number 2 in this series. But yeah, so she comes there and she stays there, and there she meets the ranch hand, which is Haddon, and they kind of like hit it off and everything. It's really cute. I ate it up. This whole series for me is just like a fun, spicy, like completely vibe read. Like I love it. Like I don't think anyone should think too seriously about the plot or anything like that. It's just such a good time. It's a fun time and you feel so good like reading these books. They feel good, they're spicy, they're just, yeah, they're just super cute. And the mouth on these men, like I really do enjoy Paisley Hope's style of writing. I like her characters and I really like the spice she writes too. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I had a really good time. 4 stars. I think there's one more book left in the series, and this one is the one I am waiting for the most, and I think it's coming out in April, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I'm so excited for that one. That one is Accidental Pregnancy, I think, which I know is not everybody's favorite trope. I am kind of okay about it. Like I would definitely like not pick up a book because it's accidental pregnancy, you know. Like I would still read it and then I would like decide if I like it or no. But I don't know, I'm not like someone who's completely opposed to it also, so I don't mind, and I really like the build up to these characters so far in the 4 books, so I am very excited about that one. But if you're looking for a small town spicy vibe situation, I think you should definitely read this. If you like Chestnut Spring series, or if you like the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage, you should definitely give this a go, because it's all along the same vibes. If you ask me, it's just a really fun time. I highly recommend. Now to everybody who I see, I definitely do recommend this series, because I have a great time while reading it. On the topic of Paisley Hope, I also read another book by her this month, that is Wolf.e, Wolf.e, or just Wolf, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I read that one by Paisley Hope. This is a dark romance motorcycle club situation. This is also a series of interconnected standalones. This is the first one. Again, 4 stars. I ate it up. I read this in less than 24 hours. I could not put it down. This was my first motorcycle club romance in a really long time, I think. I don't even remember the last one I read. So I had really good time with this. I really loved the MMC. Like, he was just written so hot. Like, I don't know how else to say it. He was quite hot. Some of the scenes in this, some of the spice in this was just like really good. I know this is advertised as a dark romance, but to me it was not that dark. I don't know. Is it because I read too much dark romance? I'm not really sure. But I thought this was a good gateway into dark romance. It was not too dark. It seemed okay. Like, it's almost like the Silver Pines Ranch series, where instead of like just the ranch, it's a motorcycle club. You know, like the background has changed, but it's kind of like similar vibes. Yes, it has some dark like tropes in this for sure as compared to the other series, but I don't think it's that bad. There is a list of trigger warnings that you can read before you get into this. I suggest you do that so that you know what you're getting into. For me, like I said, gateway book. I don't think it was too dark. It was okay, but the plot and everything I actually really enjoyed. I know like I was going through Goodreads reviews on this book, and a lot of people have said that they've DNF'd this book. That's better. Yeah, so I was going through the Goodreads of this book, and a lot of people I feel have said that they have DNF'd this book. I didn't get that. Like, to be honest, that was not a problem I had, because I had a really good time. What this book is about. So we have Gabriel Wolf, who is the president of the motorcycle club that they are in. Then we have Brinley, who is a goody two-shoes. She's always lived this life of she's always lived a very prim and proper life. She had etiquette classes when she was a kid. She went to church all the time. Like, she was very prim and proper, and she was always told to believe like these like the people in the motorcycle club are outlaws, and you know, you should stay away from them, that kind of stuff. And she has anyway lived her life like that. Now many years later, she moves back into her hometown where this motorcycle club is, and she meets her best friend from when she was a child, and her best friend is actually getting married to one of the guys in the motorcycle club. So she invites her to the wedding and all the festivities and things like that, and that's where she ends up meeting Gabriel Wolf, and that's how the story kind of goes from there. So it's actually really nice. It's a little insta-lovey, I would say that. I think some people might have an issue with that, because it is a little bit of insta-love. But for me, it didn't seem bad, because it wasn't just like, oh, they saw each other and then they were like, oh my god, I love you. No, that didn't happen. It was just a little like, yeah, everything happened like a little fast, but I still felt there was a good pace to it, and it was not like too unbelievable. They kind of like fit, according to me. And I like to see how the FMC, Brinley, she went from being like this prim and proper person who kind of judged everybody in this motorcycle group to kind of becoming a baddie in her own way, and like being a part of this and everything. Yeah, I like that. I really liked Gabriel. I liked his I liked how he is with his club. I liked his backstory and why he is the way he is. I actually really enjoyed this book. I had a great time. I read it in less than 24 hours. It was also for a book club, and everybody I think also liked it. If you like dark romance and if you're not too seasoned into it, I would say this is a good gateway book, because it's not too bad, it's not too dark. It's a good, fun, spicy time. Like I said, Paisley Hope, I'm really liking her writing, and I feel like I'm gonna read everything that she has ever written. I know this one has Dove already out, which is the second book. Though, by the way, if you're planning to read this, I would suggest maybe read Dove first, because the events in Dove, like the couple in Dove, is actually taking place before Wolf. So it's actually before, even though it was published after. So I kind of wish I knew that before, because I would have liked to read it like that instead. But anyway, the second book is already out. Dove is out, and we have Fox coming out in April also, I think. So I'm really excited for that one because I like his character so far that's mentioned in this book. But yeah, I really like her books, and I think I want to like read everything. So I have these two to get through. I have the fifth book in the Silver Pines Ranch, and I also think there is one other series that she has written where it's not the whole series. I think one book she has written, another book another author has written, things like that. I think it's something like Fight, I think it's the name of the book that she has written. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I really want to read all of it because I actually really enjoy it. It's all such a good time, you know, like to get through. You can devour these books, you can like get through them so fast. They're not very thick, and it's just a good, fun, spicy time. Next, I want to talk about the other audiobook I listened to this month, and that was Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Guys, I really didn't like it. I gave this 2.5 stars. I think the only reason I finished it was because it was on audio. If I was like eyeball reading it, I don't even know if I would have completed it. This book gave me nothing. Like, honestly, it gave me nothing. I love the love hypothesis, and I have love theoretically, so I wanted to read that. That's why I thought I'd listen to Love on the Brain so that I can read it in order. But this one just, it was nothing. This follows two scientists who studied together and they hated each other, or especially she thought that he hated her a lot and he couldn't stand her and things like that, and that they like there was a lot of bullying. And I don't even think there was bullying. I don't know, we don't get to see much of that. We just hear from like the present that in the past when they were in college they kind of hated each other and things like that. Now many years later in the future, she is given a job to work in NASA on a project with him where he is the lead. So she kind of like hates it in the beginning because she's like, oh my god, how am I going to do it? But then she goes there, and then obviously they get to know each other more. They talk about what happened in the past and things like that, and then they kind of obviously fall in love, right? Like that happens. You come to know more about his side and things like that. This book gave me nothing. Like, it did not keep me interested at all. It was sort of a slow burn, I want to say. It was not, yeah, it was sort of a slow burn, yes, I would say that, but nothing really happened. She just kept fainting. I didn't understand that point at all. Like, why did she have to faint so many times? I understand like she was written with like some parasympathetic nervous system issues. I get that, but still I thought it was little bit unnecessary. After the first two times I'm like, it's not cute anymore. Like I got it, like he was catching her and that was cute and everything, but almost every other time something happened, she was fainting, and I was just like, that was just not it for me. Altogether, I don't know, I didn't really feel like anything happened in this book, and there was like a suspense element to it also, which kind of shocked me because I didn't think that's where this was going. But I don't know, altogether it was just not like great for me. I didn't enjoy it that much. The audiobook is also not duet narration, so it's just her, and it's only her point of view, right? So obviously she does all the voices, and that was not like a great time for me either. I don't know, altogether I did not like this book that much. 2.5 stars. I did like the MMC. I liked him, like how he was and how he was with her. That's why I'm giving it 2.5. But I did not like her. She kind of annoyed me a little bit. I did not like the plot. Yeah, so that's it. I don't know. I did not like it that much. And the last book I want to talk about is Wrecked by Bree L. Mina. Guys, this is a new God tier book for me. 6 stars, infinity stars. I love this book so much. I don't know how to explain how much I love this book. I cannot like... I was wrecked after reading this book. This book is very aptly named. If I can, I will insert like footage of my reaction after reading this book, like somewhere here or something. Yeah, so this is Bree L. Mina's first book, I think, if I'm not wrong. This is her like debut novel. It is beautiful. She does advertise in the beginning itself. She writes, this is a love story, not a romance. There is no happily ever after in this book. I knew this going into it, but the ending still destroyed me. It destroyed me. I still cannot think about this book too hard because I will start sobbing. It was just so beautiful. Her writing was so beautiful. What I can tell you about this book, I don't know, like if you are the kind of person who needs to read a blurb before going into this book, then I can probably tell you that, but I don't want to do that because I didn't read the blurb. I actually prefer sometimes to go into books without knowing anything, and I'm so glad I did that for this book because I had no idea where this book was going because I did not even read the blurb. But I actually enjoyed it way more because of that. This is a second chance, again, not a romance, it's a second chance love story. We have Nate and Ellie who meet in high school, and then things happen and whatever, and they have to like break up for reasons, and now many years later he is back in her life, but the issue is he is her sister's fiance. So that becomes a whole deal on its own, and then we kind of get past and present timelines to see what happened before and what happens now. We also get a multi POV where we get his, hers, and the sister's POV, so that's really nice too. All I want to say is that her writing, Bree L. Mina's writing, is so beautiful. Like every word that she's written, you feel it inside. Like the pain these characters are going through, I felt it. Like I felt it so deep within me. I felt every emotion that they were feeling. I loved the writing so much. The plot was also really nice for me. Like I said, I didn't read the blurb, so everything was a surprise. The ending absolutely broke me, but I mean, could there have been other endings to this? Probably, but this is what like she chose to write. I mean, even though it was heartbreaking and I sobbed violently for hours, I still think it was so beautiful. I think Nate and Ellie will now forever live rent free in my head. I cannot, like, they were just so beautiful. They were everything to me, and the moment I stopped reading this book, like I finished reading this book, all I wanted was somehow my brain to like erase everything I read so I could read this again from page one. It was just that beautiful, and knowing now like how much heartbreak is there in the end, I still would want to read it again because I enjoyed this book so much, guys. Like I cannot explain it to you how beautiful I thought this was. This is sort of a dark romance, so please do check your trigger warnings. There are a lot of trigger warnings in the beginning. I know some of the trigger warnings that are there would probably be kind of like a spoiler for the book, but if you are someone who is sensitive to some triggers, I still say, even though it is, like, go for it. Just read the trigger warnings because obviously your mental health matters much more, and because there are some sensitive things in this which not everybody I think can like digest, and that's completely fine. But if you do choose to read it and if you do go through the trigger warnings and everything's okay, I promise you this book is just, it's beautiful. Like I will now read everything she writes, and I think there's going to be more books in the series. I don't know how many. I know there's going to be one more for sure, and that one will have a happy ending is what I've heard, and that's coming out soon. So I am literally like dying waiting for that. But this was everything, guys. Like, top book, I think one of the top books of the year for sure. Like I see it in my top 5 or top 10 at least. That's how much I loved it. I loved it so much. I cannot stop thinking about it. I recommend this to anybody who likes to read dark romance, or like who's okay basically with reading books that emotionally devastate you, because this will emotionally devastate you. It is not a light fluffy book at all. But yeah, some of the best romance, the characters, the things they do for each other, the love they have for each other, it was everything to me, and I will forever be recommending this book from here on out. Okay, so that's everything I read this month. I am filming this a few days before the end of the month. I am filming this on 24th, so we still have 4 days left. It is my birthday on 26th, so I don't know how much more reading I'm going to get done, but I am going to start. I actually already started. I read one chapter of Savor It by Tara Dewitt, and then I want to read Left of Forever too. I got these both from the library, so I do want to get through the next 4 days. But if I do, I will include what I thought about them in my March reading wrap up. That's everything I read in the month of February, and let me know what you guys read. Did you have any 5 stars? Did you hate any books? Did you DNF any books? Let me know in the comments below, and I would love to know more. And also, if you don't already, please do follow me on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I post daily book content there. And if you want to see more videos from me, I try to post almost every week. Please do subscribe over here and you can be notified each time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!